Coming up on this episode of Inside the Epicenter.
Look, I'm not close to the Prime Minister. As you and I record this, I haven't had a personal meeting with him in 10 years. So I just want to be, clear. I worked for him for a while. I did some additional projects with him and stayed close to his team in the years that went by, but I don't agree with him on everything, and I don't know him personally, really, anymore. But one of the things that he had talked about was the threat of radical Islamism, this movement not of the religion, but taking Islam and turning it into a political movement and using violence to accomplish political objectives. Drive Israel out of the region, drive the Americans out of the region, what have you. So I was, sort of steeping myself in all things Netanyahu because I was one of his media aides, his communication aides, helping him drive his message. And so when that campaign didn't go anywhere, I decided to write a novel. And I thought, I need a what-if premise.
Yeah.
What if something bad happens? That's how you write a political thriller. And I thought, let me just take an idea from him, which is what if what he's been warning about comes true? What if all these types of radical Islamist terrorists that have been attacking Israel all these years, what if they come after the United States in the homeland? So he had actually written about them trying to attack the World Trade Centers again because they had tried in 1993. In theory, looking back in retrospect, Carl, I'm not exactly sure why I didn't be specific about that and decide, because I was going to write a novel about these terrorists hijacking a plane and flying it into an American city.
Wow.
Again, if I'd been consistent with what my instinct was, I probably should have made it the World Trade Centers. I'm glad I did not. I actually did not think of that being specific. And so, the target happens to be Denver, not New York or Washington or Pennsylvania. It's a business jet, not a commercial 777. But all that to say, I started in January of 2001, after the failed Netanyahu effort, and began writing. The first page puts you in the cockpit of a hijacked jet.
Yeah.
Hijacked by these terrorists coming in on a kamikaze attack mission into an American city. And it leads, in the book, in the narrative, to the fictional American president deciding not only to declare war on radical Islamist cells, but to remove Saddam Hussein from power by name. And I was finishing that novel on the morning of September 11th, 2001, in our home in Washington, D.C., 15 minutes away from Washington Dulles Airport, where at that moment, Flight 77 was being hijacked, turned around, flown over our home, tragically into the Pentagon.